si ñoom ngir mën a dunde fa la ñuy toog di ñu xaar ngir mën a noppaloo fi ñuy toll di yaakaar si ñoom ngir mën a dunde.
Yes, hello, good morning. My name is Mustafa Diak, and I am the director of the MERLOT African Network. I wanted to take the opportunity to welcome everybody to the second Pan-African Forum on Open Education and Open Access to be held this year, as you know, in Dakar, in Senegal. And this is going to be hosted by the University Cheikh Anta Diop of Dakar. I wanted to take the opportunity here to get some friends distributed around the world and that are really working in the area of open access and open education resources to welcome you to the conference and to give you a little bit of idea about their organization and their work to promote the open access and the open education resource movement.
Hello and welcome to the Pan-African Forum on Open Education and Open Access. My name is John Wilbanks. I run the Science Commons project at Creative Commons, and I'm happy to welcome you to the University Cheikh Anta Diop for this one-day important forum on open access and open education in Africa. Creative Commons concerns itself with the impact of copyright on culture, scholarship, science, and education. We're a nonprofit organization based in California in the United States, but with operations in more than 50 countries. You can find us at creativecommons.org, and our goal is to save the world from failed sharing. This is when people want to share or to be open, but can't make the law work or the technology work in such a way that the sharing actually is effective to our users. We have about 250 million objects on the web under our copyright licenses now. My job at Creative Commons is to run what's called the Science Commons project. The Science Commons project looks at what it takes to extend Creative Commons methodologies and systems beyond copyright licenses. However, we did start with the copyright licenses. This is a visual of our Attribution 3.0 license, and what it shows you is what as a user you are free to do with any given work that's licensed under our licenses. In this case, you're free to share, to copy, distribute, and transmit the work, and to remix, to adapt the work. What that means is that you can email copies of the work under this license to your friends, you can translate them into your languages, and you can even make completely new versions out of them by putting them together with other objects under the system. This was designed originally for things like photographs and songs, but it's being used long and far away from simply a cultural space. One good example of this is open access. More than 1,000 journals worldwide now carry our copyright licenses to make it clear to users that they're free to distribute, display, forward, translate, remix, and even sell in many cases the scientific and scholarly literature. Another branch of Creative Commons that's relevant to your meeting today is CC Learn. CC Learn is looking at what it means to take the Creative Commons licenses and apply them inside what are called open educational resources. One very valuable tool that CC Learn has created already is called Discover Ed, which is a search engine that helps people find openly licensed educational materials. You can use Discover Ed to find courses on calculus, free MIT course materials, and course materials from many elite institutions in the United States and around the world. So I know you have a busy day, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to end with 3 things that you can do as a user in Africa to begin taking advantage of the sorts of materials that Creative Commons licenses make freely available. Number 1 is to use the open resources first. There's a lot of temptation to use closed resources that are given to you, but the open resources give you the rights to build your own capacity and make locally relevant solutions. Number 2 is implied by number 1, which is if you're going to use the open resources first, it's important to understand the difference between freedom and free. There's a lot of things that are for free from a cost perspective on the web, but that don't grant you freedoms to remix, adapt, share, display, forward, and remix. Last but not least, it's very important to connect with other users like yourselves. Systems like this forum that you're in today are a very valuable way to connect with other people in Africa that are doing valuable work in open access and open education. But it's also very important to make sure you connect to the users in Brazil, India, China, and many other places where there's a developing understanding that open resources and freedoms are actually very important to developing useful and long-lived systems for education and access on the web. Thank you, and good luck today.
fi ñuy toll di yaakaar si ñoom ngir mën a dunda fa la ñuy toog di ñu xaar ngir mën a noppaloo fi ñuy toll di yaakaar si ñoom ngir mën a dunda fa la ñuy toog di ñu xaar ngir mën a noppaloo ñoom sunu baayee sunu baay.
Bonjour, je suis Laura Franklin et je suis professeure de français à Northern Virginia Community College en Virginie aux États-Unis. Je veux saluer tous les participants du deuxième forum panafricain qui a lieu à Dakar, Sénégal cette année. Je vous félicite pour votre présence à cette réunion importante. Comme j'aimerais être là parmi vous au Sénégal, je sais que les conversations seront riches et fructueuses. J'ai commencé mon travail avec des ressources libres et gratuites il y a presque 10 ans avec la ressource multimédia éducative pour l'enseignement et l'apprentissage en ligne, mieux connue mondialement comme MERLOT. MERLOT est composé de professeurs, professionnels et étudiants dans des disciplines diverses qui partagent leurs connaissances, leurs matériaux didactiques et leurs objets d'apprentissage. Je suis la rédactrice de la collection langue de MERLOT depuis l'an 2000. MERLOT compte actuellement 20 conseils de rédaction. La collection MERLOT propose plus de 20 000 ressources numériques dans beaucoup de disciplines différentes. C'est un projet qui est complètement aligné à la culture de partage décrite par Suzanne D'Antoni lors du forum de 2002 de l'UNESCO dans le document Ressources éducatives libres pour aller de l'avant. À MERLOT, nous continuons ce travail important parce que nous croyons au droit de chaque élève et chaque étudiant à l'accès aux matériaux pédagogiques de haute qualité. Il ne faut pas travailler en isolation ou recréer les ressources qui existent déjà. Il vaudrait beaucoup mieux travailler ensemble pour identifier les ressources excellentes qui viennent de tous les pays du monde et d'évaluer ces ressources en nous servant de l'examen par des pairs pour que les profs et les instituteurs partout puissent trouver des objets d'apprentissage fiables et de la plus haute qualité pour les étudiants du XXIe siècle. Bonne continuation. Au revoir.
fi ñuy toll di yaakaar si ñoom ngir mën a dunda fa la ñuy toog di ñu xaar ngir mën a noppaloo fi ñuy toll di yaakaar si ñoom ngir mën a
I wanted
dunda
also to seize this occasion to thank one Senegalese environmental band, a good band, of the name of Les Frères Guissé. The name of the band is Les Frères Guissé. This is an environmental band from Senegal who allow us to use their CD for the dissemination of the Pan-African Forum artifacts. I also, for closure, wanted to thank the local committee, and I am ready to tell everybody that besides, without this group from the local committee in Dakar, we would not be able to have a second Pan-African Forum as we wish to have this year. Thank you.
mane ndaw si ma teseloon keroog mu naan ma doom sama wàllu wul du baax dafa amoon yaakaar